Hi, this is Pramala and welcome to another program from Light Streaming Insights. There is considerable talk and confusion on two spiritual areas, namely Ascension and Dimensions. Since these are quite large topics in themselves, we're going to discuss Ascension today, and then later we'll provide another presentation on Dimensions. But before we delve into the discussion, I'd like to offer an explanation and description to what we call the light and what that means in our context. The light is the universal, omnipotent energy emanating from the Creator and managed by the Creator through his emissaries. And these could include angels, archangels, ascended masters, celestial beings, or devas. They all provide the support and guidance to humankind, and they are responsible for assisting and ascending us back home. When we invoke their assistance through prayer or just asking, they often respond in the form of thoughts or images we use in dreams at night. They're also masters at devising a particular path that we should follow. For instance, if you needed to visit a particular place, you may suddenly observe familiar items around you of that place or hear music related to it. It's entirely up to you, though, whether you pay attention to these suggestions, thoughts, or guidance. If you do pay attention, then you're said to align yourself with the light. But if you don't, you'll continue living in the way you always have. So getting back to the original discussion, what is Ascension and how do we know we are ascending? There are three types of Ascension. The first one is Ascension at death, when we ascend back to the light, to the source of creation. At the point of passing over, the soul separates from the body and the flesh remains on earth, while the soul proceeds its journey back to the light. The second type of ascension is when, from the moment we are born, we are continually ascending spiritually. And what that means is that during our lifetime, our level of spiritual ascension is determined by the level with which we align ourselves with the light. And the third ascension is from one dimension to the next. For example, from the third dimension to the fourth dimension. This is an individual ascension, but it occurs globally. So what are the 7 sure signs that you are ascending? Number 1, your core beliefs change. We find ourselves examining and changing core beliefs and actions. For example, if we ask ourselves how we defined success and we still believe it's linked to material wealth, then we're mistaken. Spiritual success is measured on a scale that includes attributes and like qualities such as kindness, loving, sharing, forgiveness, benevolence, compassion, helping, non-judgment, and so on. So examine your life and your relationships that you have with other people, and don't be afraid to take control and bless and release all those who are negative to your well-being. You don't have to be aggressive or angry, just let them go. You need to take care of yourself. The more these attributes are practiced, the more there is alignment with the light, and after all, the light just wants you to be the best you can for yourself and for those around you. And this must include the alignment of your thoughts with the light. So if you find yourself already addressing and positively modifying your core beliefs, then you are on the ladder of ascension. Number 2, you start to imprint positivity. If you remember from a previous presentation, we mentioned that the soul is like a black box in our body, capturing all our thoughts, deeds and behavior that we imprint throughout our lifetime. So if you align your thoughts and actions with the light, the soul is able to ascend quicker than if you imprint negativity on your black box, the soul. We understand that we are sometimes obligated to either work or study, and that it may be draining and affect our thoughts and behaviors in a negative way. Therefore, it's more important to find something outside that will make you happy. By doing so, you can contribute to your life and your ascension progress. So ask yourself, do you find yourself already making positive decisions and taking positive actions? When practicing light alignment through your thoughts and actions, you advance your spiritual ascension. The faster you progress depends on the more aligned you are with the light. Number 3, you start to transform. Now you start to notice you're beginning to change the way you think and behave. For instance, if anger prevailed throughout your formative years by your parents, and then you followed this behavioral trait, it could cause challenges in your relationships and your environment. Your thoughts and actions would be imprinting negativity, and you'll find life and people challenging because of your personality and behavioral traits. You may want to take control and transform yourself, finding ways to release that anger, which have become a habit for your brain to revert to whenever life does not go your way. Perhaps learning some coping strategies, such as breathing techniques or physical exercise, which could alleviate the anger feeling, or examining the core belief of why or to whom the anger is directed. Invite love, joy and happiness into your life. Live to experience what brings you those. I'm not saying you need to discard the job that pays your bills, but you need to find a way to organize areas of your life. A separate area for work where you're being productive and paying bills. A separate area for creativity where you can express yourself in whatever ways that make you happy, of course within legal parameters. But once you train your brain not to revert to the anger pathway and to adopt a more productive, peaceful neural pathway, you're well on your way to spiritual progress and therefore ascension evolvement. Number 4, you turn away from undesirable thoughts and actions. The more you turn away from detrimental thoughts and actions, the more you advance in your spiritual development. And this can be true when converting any negative thoughts or actions to positive, light-aligned ones. Choose to manifest the life you want, the career you want, the relationships you want. Don't be afraid to let go and trust in yourself and the light. If you have a lot of emotional health baggage, get guidance and help to clear up your life issues. The more cleansed you are of these issues, the more open you will feel and be able to forge ahead with your aspirations. The journey of ascension is a personal one and one which only you can tread. Surrounding yourself with negativity will only inhibit your progress in your ascension. Number 5, number synchronicities become more frequent. In a recent channeling with Yeshua, we inquired about the role of synchronicity in ascension. And the answer we received was more than surprising. Yeshua stated that as you ascend spiritually, you start noticing certain anomalies. You start observing synchronized numbers, for example. You may turn on your phone and notice it's 11:11, or your computer shows 3:33 as you start to work. These incidences start to get more frequent the more you are spiritually aligned. You may also start to get random messages into your mind and answers to certain questions that you have been pondering. And the more frequent these occurrences occur, the more likely you are well on your way on the path of ascension. Number 6, you become more intuitive. Learn to trust your intuition. Your first intuitive thought is usually your truth as it comes from the light. And most people do not trust their intuition and second guess themselves and then wonder why that certain decision did not turn out. If you just trust your intuition, you'll be surprised as to how that works out for you. As you ascend through this life, your awareness will also increase, and you'll start knowing things before they appear or happen. This is all part of the ascension process. And when this happens, make a mental note of it and go with it. Number 7, opportunities start to come your way. Furthermore, once you start seeing number synchronicities and getting messages, you also start noticing that doors start to open for you in life with regards to opportunities. You realize that you're starting to get into the flow, and life seems to become easier and effortless because you are aligning your life with the light. Transforming yourself is a small price to pay for the boundless gifts that you will receive from the light. And when I mention gifts, of course, I don't mean tangible physical ones. I mean those gifts that enable you to live your life in a peaceful, loving and compassionate way and have communication with the light. We have a great opportunity to change our lives for the better, and it is a perfect time to do so right now. If you believe you can enhance your life and improve it immeasurably, then start taking action right now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Start decluttering your life and align yourself with the one truth of the universe, the light. So those were the 7 sure signs that you are ascending. And in conclusion, the path of ascension is not an easy one, but one that will afford you many benefits if you pursue it. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope it offered you some clarification and food for thought. And I look forward to sharing more light streaming insights with you soon. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and click on subscribe to make sure you don't miss any updates from the Pramala Foundation. Thank you for watching. With love and light always, this is Pramala for the Pramala Foundation.